Okay, friends, subscribers, and all YouTubers out there, check this out. That's Earth. Where the hell is Earth gone? It's vanished. Why has Earth vanished? And I mean Earth has vanished. Look at it. That is a direct ISS today. I thought I'd go and have a look at ISS and just check out what was happening and everything like that. And yeah, you can sort of see I'm running through there and I'm trying to think, something's got to be wrong. So I'm just going back through that and checking it out and thinking, nah, that can't be right. And lo and behold, that's correct. That's Earth. You can't see it anymore. Why? Well, I'm going to tell you in a minute. And that's jumping between shots of what's going on. But that's Earth, folks. That really is Earth. Look at it. It's a white, gaseous planet. Looks more like one of the bloody Saturn moons or one of those ones where you can't see the planet and they call it a gaseous planet. This is geoengineering. Right, something that none of us approve of, yet it's being done under our noses with our own taxpayers' money. And I'm absolutely sick of it. And yeah, I'm yelling, folks, I'm sorry, but I really am sick of this crap. That is Earth. And I mean, that's Earth, folks. You can barely see little bits of water underneath it. It's all cloud. But you notice you can see all the chemtrails at the top? Yeah, those big straight ones, they're chemtrails. Everything's chemtrails, folks. And yeah, I mean chemical trails. Unlike most of the chemtrail videos where they've got a couple of pictures of people taking photos of the sky, which I've done as well to show you. But once upon a time when we looked down from this satellite and everything, this is supposed to be an experiment. But I actually think NASA actually deliberately done this to uncover the truth. I actually think for once NASA has actually gotten on our side and they've set these cameras up to show us what's really going on. Because a lot of folks out there doing chemtrail videos aren't looking up where the real evidence is, and the real evidence is in the satellite images. Well, this is the ISS, folks. You cannot see Earth. Why? Chemical trails, where they're making artificial clouds. Like I recently lost a dog a couple of weeks ago to lung cancer, being outside all the time. I know a lot of people around here that lost dogs to lung cancer. I reckon this is the real cause of lung cancer. It was once done in Vietnam. It was called Agent Orange, where they sprayed the clouds absolutely deadly chemicals. But now they're using other chemicals. This was what Earth once looked like from the ISS. That's an ISS photo compared to the video that you've just seen. That's what Earth once looked like. In the night time, you used to be able to see lights. But now you can't even see the lights. And, oh yeah, those images, I'm going to bring them up about the moon pretty soon in another video. But at the most, we would have had, a reasonable amount of cloud around our planet. Earth has survived the way it has for thousands and millions of years, supporting all different types of life with the minimal clouds that we had. There's a reason why there's been a minimal clouds we've had. It's been the seasons. We have had such screwy seasons lately. And yeah, you can't see the clouds. And guess what? I'm an astronomer. I can't see the night sky anymore. Most of the time I go to look outside. Oh yeah, this is going to be a good night tonight. It's going to be a good night tonight. And I think I've had 2 good viewing nights this year. And these are satellite shots, and you can actually see Earth. And it's amazing, folks, what is actually going on. What have they done to our beautiful planet? Once upon a time, we had very sparse clouds, and we had, where the Earth could think. That's with a little bit of geoengineering, that other image, but that's a night shot of Earth. Yeah, that's just a beautiful shot of Earth. But notice they're starting to see chemtrails. Oh shit, chemtrails appearing everywhere in the thing. This is the images that you don't normally see. It's sort of, luckily I know where to get these damn images. It's called Google. You type in chemical trails of what is it? Was it satellite images of chemical trails? Is what I typed in to get these images. And I occasionally found a couple of good shots, but you still can see the chemical trails in. But that's what Earth once looked like. But it doesn't look like that anymore. They have ruined our planet. If we don't stand up and say something, we're going to be in deep shit, folks. And I mean, we're going to be in deep shit. Right? I've had breathing problems lately, and I've been wondering why, and I'm starting to now know why I'm getting these bloody problems, and it's because of the chemical trails. Look at what we once had, right? Yeah, we used to get storms, but I'll tell you now, these storms now, there's another reason for these storms, and I've actually found evidence that now starting to show that this could be the heart that we talk about, but look at what we once had. Yeah, you could see Earth from outer space, and you used to light up the sky, and if you looked at Earth from outer space, it was once a very beautiful planet. Not like what you've seen here before. It's sort of like in those images where we can't see bloody Earth anymore. And you're going to see that at the end, because that's currently what the Earth looks like today. And today, today is the 6th of August, 2015. And we have no sky. We can't see Earth. We cannot see our bloody things because all these chemical trails starting to appear in our sky. That's what we used to have. Yeah, we used to have beautiful open sky, and a storm would come across occasionally. And it has sufficiently treated our Earth really well, and even in sparse, arid places. That's what clouds are supposed to look like, rising high out of the sky. But then you start get these chemical trails appearing. Yeah, not so many there, but they're starting to appear. That's a chemical trail, folks. That's a satellite. This is how bad chemical trails really are. Not just these couple of images that you see in the sky. And that's Earth affected by chemical trails, unfortunately. That's what Earth used to look like in the night. And in a video you're going to see down the road, you're just going to see nothing but black. Because this is what you used to be able to see from ISS. You can't see that anymore, folks. Because notice how the Earth now is starting to get whiter. And I mean whiter. And it's because they're laying out chemical trail after chemical trail. It's called geoengineering. A bunch of half-wit scientists that think that they've got the right to pollute our air so that they can see if they can control the weather. Well, they've stepped over the boundaries because there's no guidelines stopping them. And that's right, folks. There's no guidelines stopping them. Notice how you can see clouds down low, but then you can see chemical trails up top. Chemical trails. These are actual images from weather satellites and everything like that, where the images are appearing. Check the satellite. That's actually an ISS shot, folks. That's when it all first started. Chemical trails over a country. You can't see the country. And how do they lay them? With these bloody things. Aeroplanes. They've got them everywhere. We went from this to this crap. Right? We're plane after plane. Now, you can occasionally see these planes dumping these things. They sit in our airports and they've got absolutely no markings on them whatsoever. It's an absolute joke. It really is. Like, this is our skies, folks. Like, you look at this and you see our skies being covered over, and this is only the beginning. What you're seeing here is what you see in a normal chemtrail video, and this is why people aren't taking any notice of it, because they haven't not seen the real extent of what is going on. Like, I looked at Earth. Look at that. That's chemtrails everywhere over a country, and they're gridded out on maps so they know what they're doing, what areas they're supposed to be laying them into. Check that out. It's chemtrails everywhere, and that's HAARP in action on the clouds. They can manipulate the clouds with HAARP. And so, in other words, they're pushing the clouds. I believe that HAARP is a weapon, nothing more. And look at this. Earth never used to look like that. That's more cloud than ever. And just look at the chemtrails. This is an absolute joke. And if we don't start acting now, we're going to be in deep shit. Right? You got to remember, folks, you breathe this shit. Look at that. That is over 3 states. This is the true extent of chemtrails. It's not just that tiny little bit of sky above you. This is going over the ocean. This is going over states. This is absolutely everywhere. That is a chemtrail cloud. You can see by the way it is. Chemtrails. See how the way it slowly spreads. It turns into a haze, not into clouds. It doesn't really turn into clouds at all. Look, that should be a blue sky. You cannot see the blue sky because of the haze. This is an absolute joke, folks. You can see a chemtrail being laid over it. Chemtrails. Right? They have planned this thing out. And it is not right. Why? Now, that's HAARP. That's the weapon. That's how they control it, folks. And, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, well, I've left that one in. Oh, that's right, yeah. There's an alien base on the moon. But check this out, folks. That is over the east coast of America. They are chemtrail clouds. Okay, now these ones are chemtrail clouds. They're laying them out, and you can tell because of the gaps, and they crisscross them over like this. And as I said, above it, you can see the haze, and eventually it turns into a haze. Now, these photos are being taken by people all over the world. And this is what as I said, what you normally see in a chemtrail video. Now, check this out. From bang, 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 that's over a period. And that's what happens to the sky. Oh, that's over Florida, folks, and over America. And everybody thinks it's just above the little bit of sky above them. It is not. This is absolutely, now that's a plane flying over clouds, and there were chemtrails above it. So they're not just spraying them in cloud level, because cloud levels are normally low. These things are being sprayed at 20, 30,000 feet. You cannot see Earth there, folks. That's a chemtrail plane being caught in the act. That's one of the ones spraying low. Now, that's a contrail dissipating, and that's actually 2 planes, and that's actual one photo. There weren't 2 photos crisscross. That's a chemtrail caught on Google. Look at the extent of the chemtrails, folks. They are everywhere. They are poisoning our atmosphere. Now, as I said before, they are using metal sulfates. Barium sulfate they give to people with schizophrenia to calm them down and everything. In other words, they're dumbing the population so you won't fight back and you won't stand up and stop them. This is why there's so much talk about anti-terrorism, because they know they've been caught out and people are starting to stand up. So they're making all these new laws and everything like that. And in my last video, I was talking about eyes of people. You want to start looking at the eyes of these people, because I'll tell you now, I think there is an extra agenda to what is going on. Maybe it is what I said. It's that we have already been invaded, and this has got to do with terraforming. They're re-terraforming our planet. Our planet has been great for thousands and millions of years. And yet now, look at it. You can't even see the bloody countries. And it is absolutely a joke. I think that's why NASA has done this Earth viewing experiment and doing so many different cameras at so many different angles so people can actually see. I went from the other day where I could see the ocean to yesterday I couldn't see nothing but white bloody sky. You should be able to see that glistening on the sea and everything like that. And they're doing it with our own tax money. And then they turn around and they make storms. I don't know, I can't tell whether that's now that one is a natural cyclone. There are chemtrails involved at different areas. You can see them. You can see them in it. Because even though there's a hurricane, they're still laying, but that's just a normal hurricane. But look at that hurricane. That's covered that's covered over by the bloody chemtrails. There's chemtrails everywhere, folks. This is actually quite bad. And if you don't start waking up, folks, we are really in deep shit, because everybody has turned around and said, oh, it's just a contrail. Well, if you think it's a contrail, you're a dead idiot. Yeah, that image is someone's joke about we're being controlled by robots. But see, the news reporters just read the news, and weather reporters just read the news. Now, again, look at that. That's a chemtrail cloud over America. You cannot even see the farms in that picture, folks. They are just absolutely everywhere. They are being laid down, and some people say, oh, they're not using commercial planes. Guess what? They are. I was on a flight to Hawaii, and most of the way at night, I could see these bloody clouds coming out of the engines all night long. I didn't say anything because I knew what was going on. There they were laying bloody chemtrails down, and they were absolutely everywhere, folks. This is why we've got all this weird weather, because they're doing it to us. We don't have a say in this, folks. But we have a say in it. But at the moment we don't, because no one is standing up, because they just think they're contrails. They believe the hype that they're contrails. A contrail does happen, and happens very regularly just before a plane lands. But when you watch a contrail, you most probably see a dump happen, and it's like you'll see the plane, and for about 200-300 yards behind it, you'll see a white trail. Then it just disappears. These don't disappear, folks. And sometimes they turn around and they dump great amounts. And originally it did start out as, cloud seeding, trying to get extra water to certain areas and things like that. But Earth has survived for all these years. So why fuck up something that has worked well? It brought us to being. So why in the hell are we allowing these idiots, and I mean, actually, I've got a better name for them, mad scientists. And I can tell you now, I am so sick of this, because like I went out there on Father's Day yesterday here in Australia. I couldn't see the sky. I could see the clouds. The clouds were low, and we actually had a bit of rain, and you could actually still see the normal clouds, what there were of them. And then above them, you could see the sun really trying to get through the haze. And occasionally you would see like a bluish haze, but you could tell they were chemtrails above it. And because you can see how they spread out into a mist. They've got different types of contrails. Now, chemical trails. They dump them out. Some of them they do dump low, yes. And they dump them in a different way. I think the ones dumping low are the real cloud generation ones. But I think there's an actual hidden agenda here, folks, where they're actually trying to stop the sun. And without the sun, folks, we die. We need that vitamin K. The only reason why mankind has survived and our animals have survived is because of the sun. And once before we had it. And it was Vietnam, Agent Orange. Remember that? Look how easy it is to dump chemicals, folks. They were actual lights, but was a one shot over a period of time of all the different planes landing. And it's that easy. And they do dump it. There's actually a video out there where the plane was actually caught still dumping its chemical trail on the thing. And people reported a massive smell when it's dropped down. And I wonder how many people were sick after it, because it's barium sulfate and aluminium sulfates and all the other chemicals. There's actually quite a big list out there. You want to actually start researching this. But when you look at the images, folks, don't search for chemical trails in Google. You search for satellite images of chemical trails, and you'll start seeing the truth of how bad this really is. Because if you don't start searching for satellite images, you're just going to think they're contrails. You've been fooled by the media. The media is nothing but a propaganda tool used by whoever or whatever breed of being is in power. The slit eyes, yeah, like the ones that have the little slit eyes. Watch my They're Here video. You'll get a bit of a shit shock. And, this might be why the seed banks, so that after they wipe us out and wipe all our crops out, they've got seeds to replant. And because they've been planning this for a bloody long time, folks. Look at this. This is not something that has just happened. This is something they've been planning, and they've been planning to do. That's off the southern coast of England. Look at it, folks. That's over a great portion of Earth. Look, and it's being dumped by planes, like just big white planes. They're being dumped by like military planes. They're being dumped by commercial airlines, and they're being dumped by the all-white, no-name planes all over every airport. You see them in every airport. So I can tell you now, folks, if you don't share this video with family, friends, everybody, put it on your Facebook, share it. And I mean, once you've seen it on someone's Facebook, share it on your Facebook and tell everybody to do the same thing. This video needs to be seen by every human being. If you are in another country and you can speak English, please translate this video for me. And translate the exact words. Put some captions on it for me if you could, so other people can understand what I'm saying. And even if you translate a word, like turn my volume down and translate it and lay an audio track down over the top of it, folks, because this needs to be done. Sort of the only copy that I'm allowing is someone that is translating the video. You use my words, then you copyright breach. And I still stick to copyright, because I've put a lot of hard work into this, folks. But the thing is, I need you to share the video. It's more about sharing the video. It's not about popularity of the video, folks. I couldn't give a shit about this video. The popularity of this video needs to be out there. This video needs to become a viral video, folks. Out of any video, this is the most important video anybody on this planet that has lived here. If you are a human being, you need to understand that you need to spread this video. From what I have seen over the last couple of days, I have seen it go from this to a completely blanketed sky where you can't see Earth. Now, when it's been going into the night section of the ISS, normally you can see the cities, and they're quite bright. And it's a very beautiful thing to watch. It's actually more beautiful than just watching the ISS go over the countries. The problem is you can't see the countries. Now, I don't know long how these contrails are going to last, but at the moment, they haven't dissipated over the last few months. They're just getting worse. The more they dump, the worse it gets. And now those little holes there sort of looks like weird, but I think something's going in and out of them. And even with that, you can see normal weather patterns. But look at that, folks. There's a normal cloud up in the corner, but look at the chemtrails. They are bloody everywhere, folks. And we're going back to land-based images, yes. Because this is how you identify them. If you see this, it's like you should be organising marches everywhere. You should be getting together and trying to do it. I've been trying to organise a group at the moment, trying to tell everybody to go out there and do this and protest. And this should be a worldwide protest, folks. And I mean a worldwide protest. And governments, get ready for a worldwide peaceful protest. Because I tell you now, you're going to have to start doing something, government, because I'm not going to put up with this shit anymore, and this is why I'm making this damn video. I'm sick of seeing this shit. I do not want to breathe this shit. I want our normal skies back. So what if it doesn't rain for a period of time? Yeah, okay, there's droughts and everything. But there's ways to overcome them. We dump so much sewage away and process it and everything. We shouldn't be dumping it and processing it. We should be taking it into desert areas. You want new land? Use human sewage to do it. Yeah, okay, might sound weird, but like animals put it back in the ground, so why shouldn't we? It's just that we're prissy about human sewage. Okay, human sewage could actually regenerate desert areas, and it won't affect anybody. It's God, animals do it, we do it. Oh yeah, that's HAARP in action, folks. That's HAARP in action. You can see what it's doing to the clouds, using microwave frequency signals to affect clouds. Look how bad it is, folks. If they see blue sky, they go and fill it. Chemtrail caught by one of the satellites. And it's sort of, this is a recent image of Earth, right? Earth never used to be that bad. And this is pretty much, that's not an artist impression, folks. It's pretty much what they're planning to do. It's getting bad, and I mean it's getting bad. They have the ability to do this, and they've got these planes everywhere, folks. And I mean, these planes are everywhere. This is soldiers looking on at the skies trying to work out what's going on. I reckon that's a half effect. Some people say it's a UFO in the clouds, but I think it's a half effect. That's a chemtrail being laid down amongst chemtrail clouds. Look at it, folks. Look how bad it is. That is massive amount of sky. And you're going to see the results at the end of this video, because the end of this video is pretty much looks like that, where you see little patches of sky. And even then, when you see the ocean or the thing, you can't really see down below. Yeah, they've got pretty little things. It causes pretty little effects. But that's the air you breathe, folks. And if you don't start standing up, you are an absolute idiot. You're a wanker, moron. And think of any other words in other languages, those translate in this video, because I can tell you now, I've got some other words for it, but I know there's going to be a lot of kids watching this video, because I tell you now, you need to teach your children about this. The next generation needs to know what the hell is going on, and we need to stand up now, and we need to force our governments. I'll tell you now, when the next election comes up, everybody abstain from voting. Abstain from voting. And I mean, yes, abstain. I'll tell you now, those of you that fly Qantas, if you have seen an airline that you use think, don't fly. Shut them down. And sort of, okay, yeah, it restricts our travel. Yes. Right? But only, okay, if you're not at home, go home. Everybody go home and then just not fly for a while. And then you watch. These chemtrails are still going to happen. The only way that we're going to stop these airlines from doing it is to stop flying. And then these things are going to still happen, and that's when you're going to realise we have a serious fucking problem. Oh, sorry, folks. I apologise, children. You shouldn't say that word. Yeah, but we have a serious problem, folks, and that's how bad it is. Right? They are doing this, and they know they're doing. They've worked it out how to lay these down. They lay them in different patterns to get different effects. They lay straight lines. They lay crisscross lines. That's what Earth looked like a couple of weeks. Hang on. That was 2000 something. A few years back, actually. And these are actual, they got the satellite crisscross across it. The weather companies know this crap is happening, folks. And that's quite a while ago, that image. But now, it's way worse than that now, folks. You pretty much cannot see a country at the moment when you watch the NASA Earth viewing NASA high definition Earth viewing experiment. Look it up, folks, and watch the thing. Occasionally, now all of a sudden too, now they're normal clouds, by the way, but look at Earth. We've never seen that much cloud on Earth. Right? And it's why? Because of these. Look at this, folks. Yeah, some of them dump them out of the engines, but most of them dump them out of every orifice of the plane that they can put a vent on. And that's what happens. That's our sky, folks. That is over America. Look at it, folks. This is bad. This is starting to happen in Australia. This is happening in every country in the world. And sometimes you might not even see them doing it because they're laying them over the ocean, and by the time they get to us, they just haze over the sea, like over the sky. But in America, they just don't give a shit. They're just blocking it out. The military's, it's a defense mechanism bullshit. Do you know there's a thing called the Georgia Guidestones in America, in California, I think it is, and they're dead set real, folks. It's and I think that's who's actually really doing it. There it is, Wikipedia. There's the Georgia Guidestones. Look it up, folks. You actually need to read it, because one of the first rules is maintain humanity under 500 million people in perpetual balance with nature. There is a depopulation plan. It's called Agenda 21. And I believe that these chemical trails are part of it. And I can tell you now, this is why they've got all the bunkers, because all the rich and famous, mate, This is why they built these bunkers. They're already underground. They're hiding. This is why you only see them every now and then. They're like rich business owners don't come out and hide anymore. It's sort of they just occasionally appear. But look how bad it is, folks. This is not what the world looked like. Look at the world. And this is a while back, but it's getting worse. And because I'll tell you now, at the end of this video, folks, you're going to see how bad it is. And this is really happening, folks. And if you don't start waking up, you are in deep shit. This is not some little picture of a sky that you can see, just a chemtrail being like laying over the sky like this. They've got plans, and this is the plans. What's going on? That's 2011, folks. This has been going on for some time. And everybody says, oh, that's just a contrail, because you believe the media. The media is a government tool. The media has always been a government tool. So like I said in my last video, they want you inside watching TV, playing games. They want your kids inside playing games so that you don't question what's really going on outside. Because some people now, like if you're a computer gamer and everything like that, or a person there, every now and then go outside and have a look at your sky, folks, because this is why they've done so much to bloody entertain you, so that they can do this without you questioning a single thing. Because if you're inside all the time, you don't see it. At night time, you don't see it, because half the time you can't see the sky. I've got a beautiful telescope. I can't use it. Why? Because I can't see the sky anymore. And there's also this thing called Morgellons thing. In America, a lot of people are getting this Morgellons disease. And it's connected with this, because a lot of the time there's these weird little bands coming down, and people are dying of lung cancer left, right, and centre at the moment. Why? Because of what's going on, folks. I'll tell you now, if you don't start wearing a mask, you're an idiot. Even I wear a mask now. I hide it a bit, and I make it look like I'm working when I'm outside. But a lot of the time, the only time I don't wear it is if I've got to go and do a few things. But I'm now starting to seriously consider doing what the Japanese do and bloody wear a face mask pretty much all the time. But I'm almost at the stage where I'm going to wear a gas mask, because this is what's really going on, folks. This is actually NASA, ISS. This is a week ago, okay? That's a week ago. And there's an actual country there. You can sort of see it. You can sort of see it. Oh, there's a chemtrail. How about that? And Earth looks like a bloody snowball at the moment, folks. And that's right. Earth has been whited out. About 90% of Earth is not visible from space. Right? There's the ISS. This is the ISS, high definition experiment. And they've laid a fresh new chemtrail over there. That was most probably a commercial plane dumping that one. And the thing is, folks, this is really happening. Look at the left-hand side. That's supposed to be a country. You should be able to see beaches. You should be able to see everything. And when it zooms into the night shots in a little while, you don't see the city lights anymore. You used to once upon a time see the city lights. And it's like they're making you breathe metal. I tell you now, you need to go and get a blood test. Get tested for aluminium sulfate, barium sulfate, and tell them that you want to be tested for them. It might cost you, because unfortunately it's not one of these ones that, you can sort of see the coastline there. A little bit of the coastline on the left-hand side, but you should see blue ocean there. But you can't. Why can't you see it? Because there's a cloud. There's an actual real cloud just in the very bottom corner that you can just see through the chemical trail. And this is a friggin' joke, folks. Okay, look, you can see Earth. It looks sort of blue, but it's not really blue, folks. That's a haze over the blue. You can still see the blue. And this is, again, going back. I can't see the dates there. I've left the date up there for you. But over the last few days, this has actually gotten really bad, folks. And I mean really, really bad. But it still looks like a snowball, folks, because you can't really see the ocean anymore. And you've got to forgive those little jump outs and everything like that. And you can still sort of see the normal clouds. And half of those aren't normal, but a lot of them are. The higher, like the big chunky ones, tend to be the real clouds. But the haze over the ocean, that's chemicals. That's what the chemicals are doing to our atmosphere. They're staying up there, folks. They're not coming down, yet they're metal. But I don't know what they're suspended in. They're using the atmosphere or whatever to bloody do this. And now we're coming up to some chemtrail clouds up there. You can sort of see, you can actually see them up the top. But it's all blue. It's blue, but it's not Earth. That is not. It's more white. And you should be able to see that sun. You should be able to, in that cloud sky, you should see bits of the ocean and the sun reflecting off that ocean, because that's over an ocean at the moment. And you should see the sun reflecting off the ocean, because that's what you used to see. But instead, you're seeing a friggin' snowball forming. And it's over the last few days, it's gotten really, really bad. And yesterday was an absolute joke. Went from pretty much being, this is the worst I've ever seen it, up to a couple of days ago. And you should be able to see the date on the bottom of that video. And then we'll go into more of it. There was a section of time where I saw it yesterday or the day before where it was sort of like this. So this could even be that day, I'm unsure. But you just can't see the ocean. You can't see countries. There's too much of the haze, folks. And those big round curly bits around there, the one in the right-hand corner at the bottom, that's a normal cloud. You can see it, but you can't see the ocean. Where's the ocean gone? I think, no, that's a cloud bank on the right-hand side. I thought that might have been a country. It could be a country. But it's hazed over. You can't tell. This is all over the planet. And those type of clouds there, folks, that's not normal earthling clouds. You can see our clouds, okay, and the right-hand side, you can see our clouds there. But then you see the chemtrail clouds above them, right? It's sort of, that's what our Earth should look like. We should have cloud patches like that big chunky bit at the right. But we shouldn't have this crap over the top. Yeah, actually, that is a country, I think. That might be a country on the right-hand side. Wow, we actually see a bit of a country. But it's just getting bad. And they can actually blanket the Earth in one day. In one day. It's sort of, I saw this happen. I didn't record it the other day. I think it was about 6 weeks back. I should have done something about it, but I didn't really see the satellite images and how bad it really was. So I couldn't really say it was the chemical trails doing it. But now I've seen the satellite images, I know it's the chemical trails doing. Notice how all the chemical trail clouds are above the real clouds. Again, the bottom right corner, you can see the big chunky clouds, but all these chemtrail clouds are above them. Oh, yeah, we are actually going over a country there. And I think, is it? I don't know. I can't tell. This is what I mean, folks. I can't even see the planet anymore. It's a friggin' snowball. This doesn't look like Earth anymore, folks. And as I said, in a minute, we're going to go to the nighttime shots, and I'm going to play right through it, and all you're going to see is black screen. Oh, actually, no, that was just a jump between cameras. And you can actually see that they're chemtrail clouds. You can see the big long lines of banks and things like that. Clouds don't form this way, folks. Oh, actually, I think that might be the ocean underneath. Oh, I don't know. See, this is what I mean. You can't tell anymore, folks. You really can't tell. It's actually gotten quite bad. And this is pure jokes. And you can see the lines, and they don't even join together like normal. Normal clouds just attract each other. And that's the thing about normal clouds, folks. Normal clouds, because of the water content, you put a couple of drops of water on the table and everything, and if 2 drops get together, they join. These things don't join. Why? Because they're not water. It acts differently. Chemicals act differently to water vapor. Water vapor does not go this high, folks. Water vapor clouds are low clouds. Like today, a good example, I was pointing it out to the lady over at the hospital, and I was over at the hospital getting my ears checked. And I was pointing out the real clouds and showing the chemtrail clouds above it. And I've been showing everybody this and pointing it out. And as it said in my last video, I don't care what people think anymore, because this is my health that's involved here. This would explain all the breathing difficulties I've been having lately. This could explain, okay, here we go at the night shot video. Okay, I've chopped the bit of the crap out and the crap that I've chopped out, because occasionally what happens, they go to sections where they put up this screen saying we've got technical difficulty. a lot of the time that when the UFOs come into sight, they chop them out. And that's how they chop them out there, because there's a 2-minute delay on this. This is not actual live feed. It's a 2-minute delay, so they can chop out sections that contain alien spacecraft, which appear all the time and sometimes get missed. And but the thing is here, I think this is yesterday actually, because I watched it for a few periods of time yesterday, and but over the time it just got worse and got worse and got worse and got worse, because they can lay a chemtrail down and it dissipates. When I say dissipates, it's not vanishing, it's spreading out so much that it turns into a haze, and that can happen within 2 hours sometimes, depending on what chemicals they're using. It'll spread out quicker. Some of them stick together more, and the worst part about it is, folks, these people that are doing this have no government oversight. Why is there no government oversight on it, folks? There should be a bloody policy on it and everything like that. I was under the impression that geoengineering was illegal originally, and because this is not right, folks. Like, there was a guy got done for dumping shit into the sea. He dumped iron into the sea, trying to enrich the seas. He got fined quite badly. These arseholes are dumping it into our air, and nothing's being done about it, folks. Who is really in control of our governments? Like, where's the cities? Normally you see cities, okay, you might go black a little bit, but occasionally you see a little light pop up from one of the little island countries. You can't even see that anymore, because pretty much now this blank period of time, besides the bits that I cut out, I think I cut out about 20 minutes or 30 minutes of it that was just black. We're having technical difficulties of it, because the UFOs do definitely show up at night time, and that's mostly when they do show up, and they cut them out. But this is the stuff that they're not cutting out. But the thing is, we should be seeing city lights, a little blinks of where it comes over the country, because this goes over the country quite regularly. In this short period of time that the screen is mostly black and just the ISS, you would normally see about half the world, and you see their lights, and sometimes they're covered by a bit of cloud and stuff like that. But that's not happening anymore, folks. Over the last, I'd say, 2 to 3 months, I have not seen the sky. I have not been able to get my telescope out, because by the time I set it up, because the telescope takes about an hour to set up, and by the time you get everything out there and you set it all up and you want to view the sky and everything, and I've got the ability to see all the nice big constellations out there that are far away due to the aperture on the telescope, because I've got an 11-incher, so I can actually see the sky. But at the moment, I can't see it. All I see is bloody cloud cover, and when I do see the sky for those little brief gaps that we get, you start setting up, and they're gone. I've actually stopped bothering, because I go out there and see a clear sky, and then all of a sudden it's not. But then what they'll do, they'll give chemtrails a break for a few days and let the clouds dissipate, and you sort of see a little bit of the thing. But when it comes to astronomy, you still can't see the stars. And we should be seeing city lights, because that's looking down on Earth, folks. Normally when you go, there's a couple of links in the description, right? Now, in those links in the description, they are not as high definition as the cameras that we had. Remember, every camera in this is extremely high definition camera. The videos that they've taken of the thing are sometimes used by the cameras on ISS, sometimes they're used by the guys and the thing, but the 2 videos that I'm linking to are from the same cameras that are being used here. And you can see Earth. And this happens, by now you should be seeing pretty much you could see the northern lights. You can't even see the northern lights anymore, folks, because the northern lights are even covered over by this haze. You can still see them from the ground, but you can't see them from the sky, because these chemtrails are so high in the atmosphere you can no longer see the northern lights. And watch the link videos. I'm telling you to watch these link videos, because they're important. That's what Earth used to look like at night in this period of time when the ISS was going over Earth. But you can't see it anymore. And I think this is why NASA's called this an experiment, telling everybody to watch, because NASA's woken up to what's going on. I don't even think NASA knew the extent of what was really going on until recently. because it's gotten to the stage where they can't see it. Part of their the ISS's mission is to actually see what's going on Earth and do experiments, study what's happening, and yeah, there'd most probably be a bit of spying going on by the Russians without telling the Americans, and the Americans are doing it without telling the Russians. But look at it. You can't see Earth anymore, folks. You cannot see Earth. What are they trying to do? Hide us from aliens? God, the aliens have been coming here for years, folks. And anybody that doesn't believe in aliens, you're an idiot. But the thing is, it's sort of, like we cannot be the only people in this universe. There's too many planets. God, there's more planets out there than there is, like, pebbles of sand on every beach in this world. There are more stars and galaxies out there, so there is definitely life out there, folks. They found life on Mars. They found the crab the other day on Mars, so there's life out there. So what are they trying to do? Hide us? What? Not the good. They know we're here. They've seen us already, and we've put too much light out there. But I tell you now, I'm not going to put up with chemical skies because of bloody this. We had a beautiful planet. You can't see it anymore, folks. Our planet was beautiful. It was the pride and joy of this planet. It was our look. But the thing is, these chemical trails also have an adverse effect. They're frigging out with our weather. And I'll tell you now, insurance companies want to start suing, find out who's doing these chemical trails, because they're the ones really responsible for it. You should be suing them to get your money back, insurance companies. Because I can tell you now, there's a major problem. And the breathing difficulties, health funds, you want to start suing these companies, because unless you're in with this bloody Georgia Guidestone Agenda 21, because they're out there and they're trying to kill us, folks, and I believe these chemtrails are what they're planning to use. As I said, I've lost a perfectly healthy dog all of a sudden to lung cancer. And it's an absolute joke, folks. What is going on? Why are these people got no oversight? This is a joke, folks. There should be oversight on everything. And I'll tell you now, we've got to do something about our governments, folks. We need to start a health party or something. Someone that's the Human Protection Society party or something like that in every country, and get ourselves into government so that we can stop this shit. Because I can tell you now, at the moment, we aren't in control of our own governments, folks. And I tell you now, and I reckon if we did start a party, they'll bloody try and downgrade people and so they can keep power, because I tell you now, I don't think they're human, folks. I really don't. There's too much proof out there showing their eyes. The eyes are the windows to the soul. But what's going on with Earth, folks? Here is the physical proof. And you watch those videos in the links. There's two NASA videos in the links. You need to watch them, because that's what the Earth should look like from this view. And you can't see it, folks. You cannot see it. Because why? There's so much chemical and over the thing at nights. The lights can't shine through this shit because it's metal. It's reflecting the light back to Earth. And that's why we get so much light pollution. And the skies do always look brighter when there's bloody cloud over a thing, but then we've got the chemical trail cloud over it, and sort of it doesn't get brighter. It just things, because they're too high to reflect light. But it's sort of, this is a friggin' joke, folks. And I mean, this is a friggin' joke. And I'll tell you now, every single country, you need to start waking up, standing up and saying, okay, what the hell are you doing to our skies? And I'll tell you now, really, don't fly. Stop at home. Let's do an Earth-wide experiment. And I'll tell you now, we need to organise a time, and I reckon maybe a month before Christmas, not a month before Christmas or whatever, maybe we need to do it now. Stop flying now. And I'll tell you now, don't fly Qantas, mate, because they definitely drop chemtrails. And avoid Qantas, folks, big time. If you're in Australia, don't fly Qantas, because they are polluting our skies. Watch my other chemtrail video. I've got a Qantas jacket inside one of the Qantas planes that is chock-a-block full of chemicals that they plan to spray on us. And it's not because, they're water containers so they can test planes. Why the frig have they got water containers in planes that are already being tested? That's bullshit. That is propaganda. If you have someone writing out there like that on your thing, they're with the government. And there's a lot of propagandists out there that pretty much their job is wholly and solely to make you sound like an idiot We call them trolls, if you remember, folks, but they're really government propagandists. They come out and say, oh, aliens aren't real. Oh, they're just a contrail. Don't believe that shit, folks, because they're not just a contrail. They are chemical trails. Look what it has done to Earth. This is our Earth. This is yesterday, right? And now it takes 90 minutes for the thing to rotate around the Earth, the ISS. And this was the only bit of video in that 90 minutes that they didn't chop up and put that, oh, we're sorry, but there's technical difficulties or whatever. But there should be different things. That's my mouse, folks. But it's not a UFO. But the thing is, it shouldn't be like this, folks. It really should not be like this. This should be the truth. We need to see the truth, folks. And we really need to see the truth. And here it is. This is the best truth you'll ever see, is the night vision, because we cannot see a single country. This camera is pointing down. You know it's pointing down, folks, because you've seen the Earth in this video in the day shots with these things up there. And that's an Earth shot. Where's the countries? God, you can see reflections of the light coming up in the distant or in the sides. Even when it's over the ocean, you'll see light, you'll see everything. But these chemical trails, folks, is an absolute joke. This is designed, these cameras are designed to pick up the lights on Earth. Where are they? Where are they? We can't see them because of the chemical trails. It is the biggest joke, and guess what? You're part of the joke if you don't stand up and ring up the government. Say, oh, what's going on? You know what they're going to tell you? Oh, you've got to write to us. You've got to put it in writing. Mate, they should have a special bloody phone line just for these calls saying, okay, look, we're investigating it. They don't say that. Oh, put it in writing. Right? And I bet you get a letter back, oh, we're doing weather experiments. Weather experiments? Fuck. They've blocked out the whole Earth. That's not an experiment. That's an agenda. It's called Agenda 21. Wake up, folks. Get out of your bloody sheepskins and put your wolf clothing back on and bloody start doing something. Get up and act like a human being and start fighting for your world. Because at the moment our world is bloody gone to shit. It's gone to shit, folks. And we have to start standing up and saying, look, we're not going to take this shit anymore. We have to stand up and bloody fight for our world. Because our world is not our world at the moment, and here's the friggin' evidence, folks. And you've got to do something about this, folks. You cannot do something. I saw a chemtrail protest. There was like about 20 people. What the hell's going on with the rest of you? 20 people are woken up, but where's the rest of you? Here's the evidence. Open your eyes. Share this video. If you don't share this video on your own Facebook or Twitter or whatever, you're an idiot. You need to tell people what's bloody going on. And the rest of you that get shared this video, share it again, share it again, share it again, so that every single human being can see it. We need to share this video because here it is. I've gathered the proof for you, folks. Now start waking up and doing something about it. Because if you don't, they're going to kill us. And that Georgia Guidestone's the proof. They plan to get our population down to 500 million and maintain it. Right? It's called Agenda 21. And they are so confident about it, they've put up guidestones for the future generations to know that if we don't, and I think that's something that they're planning to do so that the new people and the new generation, but teach your children what Earth used to look like and to do something about it, folks, because if you don't do something about it, we are in deep shit. Our future generations won't exist because they plan to kill you. And plus, with a population under 500 million, much easier to control. Much easier to control. They've got their people under the things, and have a look at the dumb videos on YouTube. Like, and when I say dumb, that's deep underground military bases. They've even got ships under there, folks. They've even got ships. And it's an absolute joke. It's like when that asteroid hit the Earth and everything. They said, oh, it's just a tsunami from an earthquake. It wasn't. It was an actual asteroid that hit the Earth. They had this Pacific wave plan, everything like that. A city in Romania got flattened by one of the offshoots of the asteroid. It was planned to hit somewhere up in the northern Pacific Sea. And that's why they had this big Pacific wave plan. And they knew exactly where it was going to hit. But there were offshoots. We only got hit by a couple of little ones and everything, and I think the big one did actually hit, but not where they said, and it caused that massive tsunami in the Pacific. They didn't tell you about that. They just, it's just an earthquake. You've got to stop believing the bullshit. Do the research. How do I know about that asteroid? I was watching it. It's the same as there's a massive asteroid out there right now. Maybe that's why they are doing this. It's due in the next week or so. It's supposed to be passing Earth pretty close, and I think they're trying to hide it. And I've been watching it for some time. It's been coming over. It's over near the Big Dipper and everything like that. They tried one day to say, there's a really bright light in the sky. It's Venus and Jupiter together. Yet I was able to scope Venus and Jupiter on that night and see Venus and Jupiter. And I could also see the asteroid. The asteroid was clearly visible. Most astronomers, normal astronomers, are seeing it. And I had one bloke said, if it's so visible, why aren't all the astronomers reporting it? We are. We're putting it out there on YouTube, but half our videos get blocked. And sometimes they block my videos in other countries because I've exposed something. And I bet you 10 to 1 they're going to make it hard for people to view this video. So if you see this video, share it, because YouTube's not going to promote it, that's for sure. You need to share this video. And if you don't share this video, you're a damned idiot, and you don't support Earth, because if you breathe the air that we have in our atmosphere, you are breathing metals that can kill you. You are breathing metals that dumb you down. And I mean dumb you down. And I can tell you now, it's not right, folks. It's not right. We have the right to live on a planet that was always a good planet and always was good to mankind. For millions of years, folks, Earth has supported life. And this could be the reason we have so many of these animal die-offs, folks, because look at Earth now. That's what Earth really looks like. Earth looks like a giant friggin' snowball, folks. It's nothing but a giant snowball. And look at it. All you can see is cloud. And you can even see the chemtrails up in there. And they're everywhere, folks. You see patches what should be blue ocean. You can't see the blue ocean. Where's the blue ocean gone? It looks like cloud. You can see the blue underneath it, but there's this giant haze over it, folks. Well, why are we getting a giant haze over it? Because they're chemical trails, and they're laying more every single day. They are laying more by day, by day, by day, by day. Then they'll give us a break. Like there's an event coming up, or a meteor shower, or everything like that. All of a sudden, the skies clear up all over the thing, and you can see Earth. You can see like all the cities again. But they have to constantly keep on laying these trails, and occasionally then you'll see some other stuff happening, and I'll show you that in another video. That's about a different subject. But look at the mist over the Earth. It's over the normal cloud. See how high the misty cloud is, and yet you can see some natural cloud underneath, but look at the higher cloud. That's mist. Earth has never had a mist like that before, folks. Never. Now, the sun is at the right, and we should be seeing reflections of the sun no matter what direction that's coming in, because normally when that goes over the sea, you can see the reflections of sunlight on the water. You can't. You can't see it. Why? That's looking down directly on the Earth. That's why you can't see reflection. And what you're seeing there, those blue patches, is still cloud, but it's thing. You notice the difference. You can see some normal cloud down low, but then you see the mist over the ocean. This is not right, folks. This is why you can't see the ocean. Oh, there's a chemtrail. There we go. There's a chemtrail for you, folks. That's a newly laid one. And this is what they're doing to our atmosphere, folks. They are poisoning our atmosphere. And you remember that, well, another chemtrail. How about that, folks? There you go. Chemtrails. Oh, actually, that's where I was showing you the date and time. This is yesterday. This was on the blue patch that I did see. Because, yeah, there is blue underneath, and that should be the ocean underneath it, but we can't really see it properly because of the chemtrails. Look at them, folks. When they can see blue, or they can see through it, they lay new chemtrails. Now, by now, those chemtrails will be that mist that's all around the chemtrails. And they were all chemtrails. And notice when they're seeing too many chemtrails, they jump from it. But that's a view from another camera, folks. And look at Earth. It's a snowball. Earth has vanished. This is why we could not see the city lights. Earth is a snowball. Earth now is white. We cannot see our own planet from space except for about 10% of it. 10% of it, folks, because the rest of it looks like that. Most of our world at the moment is under cloud cover. Today, Father's Day, the whole world pretty much had cloudy skies except for a very small portion of Earth. Only a small portions of Earth that they haven't yet managed to cover over saw the sky today on Father's Day. Not much of the rest of the Earth looked like this. Most of us had cloud cover all over the Earth. It was all over the Earth, folks, because I've been watching it all day. And there were only a few periods in there. And I'm going to put a video together of what I've got. I did do other videos, folks, where you could see some sky, but it wasn't really sky. I've already shown you some of it. But it was pretty much just all this. I want to show you what's really going on, folks, because that's what Earth should not look like this. Earth should not look like it. Okay, we got some, what is it? Is that some real cloud? I think we might be seeing some real cloud. No. Oh, that was just me doing something on the screen. But the thing is, it's showing gaps, little gaps. But those little gaps, when the sun can shine through those little gaps, you get like a bluish, hazy sky. Because that's what it was like over Newcastle in Australia today. We were pretty much under cloud cover all day. We saw a couple of little patches of blue sky. And I don't know whether this was a general experiment worldwide to pretty much cover the Earth. And because, yeah, that's another shot, zooming back. And that's most probably a little bit later in the day. I'd say it might have been 20, 30 minutes after we moved over the white bank. But notice all the darker areas, folks. You still can't see what's underneath it. You might see little patches here and there. And some of that is normal cloud. Some of it is normal cloud. But the haze above those clouds, folks, we should be able to see our planet, folks. It should not be a white, hazy ball. That means they've really fucked up our atmosphere. And I mean, they've fucked up our... Oh, sorry, folks, and I'm sorry, children, but there's no other word for it. They've ruined our air. This is the air we breathe. The air we breathe. For God's sake, stand up. Tell your governments to stop this shit. We need the biggest moratorium, and it shouldn't be just the world leaders involved. This should be the people. Every moratorium in every country should be people. They should be sending centres up all over the world where we can have meetings to discuss this, and they're going to see that we're not going to take this shit anymore because we have to start standing up, folks, or we're going to all wind up like my dog, dead. Lung cancer, folks. How many people out there, they're saying it's cigarettes that's causing lung cancer, but then you think about it. There's just as many people that don't smoke that are dropping from lung cancer. Why? Here's your reason why the rest of them are dropping from lung cancer, because it's the shit they're putting in the atmospheres that's really causing it. Like I knew smokers for years and years and years and years and years and never dropped dead. Okay, there's some natural cloud there, but notice the haze. Notice the haze. That haze is everywhere, folks. It's all over the world. You can't see Earth. That haze prevents light from coming through. That's not the ocean, folks. That's haze. That's chemical trail haze. If they jump to the downward camera, you'll see it because you can't really see Earth. You just see cloud. And it's just a joke. Some of that big stuff is actual chemical trails as well. These might be the different chemicals that some of the people are talking about. And it's an absolute joke, folks. You should be able to see the ocean. You can't see the ocean. That's not the ocean, folks. You're seeing cloud cover. It's blue because the ocean is underneath it. Yeah, there is some blue. The light does get through that haze and it's bouncing back, but then it's bouncing back to where you can see the haze. And notice how some of it, and you can see shadow on the haze, because it's all different levels. They're dumping these chemical trails at all different levels, and they're using all different chemicals, and these experiments are going on all over the world, folks. They're going on all over the world. I thought that was a country on the left-hand side there, but it's not. That's cloud. Just all cloud, folks. Nothing but cloud. Chemical clouds. Chemical clouds. There is more pollution in the atmosphere now than mankind has ever put in there. They are deliberately causing global warming. This is the real reason our world is going up. Some of them are saying, oh, no, we're cooling the world. Bullshit. Earth has had global warming before natural global warming. This is why the ice caps are melting, folks, because they're doing it. They're putting so much shit in the atmosphere that when what heat does get through the atmosphere bounces back down to Earth. So they are causing global warming. Notice how you can't see the sea. It's blue, but you can't see it because there's a haze over it, folks. You should be able to see a nice blue there, folks. And I've been watching these videos, this high definition experiment for some time. When you see that, when you look down on the thing in this camera, normally you see reflections on the ocean and everything like that. You can't see that anymore, folks, because there's a mist. There is a mist. What's not covered by cloud? There's a giant mist all over the world. It's everywhere. It's enough to stop light because it's metal. Metal. The light is reflecting back because it's metal. There's no bloody. I can't see. Oh no. Is that actual? There's a clearance. Notice how you can see the dark blue just in that section of some clouds there. You can see some dark blue. That's really the sea. There's a gap in the haze. Notice the haze is coming back over again, and you go from that bloody the thing, and there's the haze, and you can tell it's a cloud. You can see it. It's a really misty haze. There was a small gap in there, and yeah, the light does get through that, and it comes down, and you can still sort of see the sky, but you see this real hazy sky. It's not a real blue because there's the chemical trails over it. And you can see the different lights and everything like that. And you can see some natural clouds underneath. And yeah, I say underneath. And then you get those gaps where you see the dark blue again. And this is I did cut out most of it. But look at the Earth really, folks. Those blue bits are only little sections and they're not really blue. It's still covered by the mist. But look at the rest of the Earth, folks. Earth is in a deep, serious shit because we've given these guys no satisfaction. I did that so you could see the time on the date, so prove it was yesterday, which was Father's Day here in Newcastle. But look at it, folks. The Earth is a snowball. A fucking snowball. Oh, sorry, folks, I swore again, but I'm really upset. So I'm sorry, kids, if I've sworn a bit too much, but please, make sure that when you grow up, you remember this, and you remember you've got to watch the skies for the chemical trails. And if you see chemical trails, stand up about it, folks. Do something about it because Earth is in deep trouble. And if we don't do something about it, folks, we're going to be in deeper shit. And the generations, your children's children are not going to see the same Earth that we once saw. They're going to see when they get a thing, and they view these cameras, they're not going to see Earth anymore. They're not going to see those beautiful skies anymore because too many scientists out there are trying to control the weather, and even the military have got their own agendas. And I reckon this one could be a military agenda in the last few days. And I don't know how long before we can see the Earth again, but it's gotten really bad, folks. It has really gotten very, very bad. And to see that, you should see clouds and you should see ocean, you should see country, but you don't anymore, folks. You don't see nothing. Why? Because of all the chemtrails. Look at the mist down the bottom right-hand corner. Look at the mist. Look at in the middle to the left a little bit. You can see the chemtrails above. You can see the crisscross clouds. And they're higher than everything else. But there's also the mist clouds. And they lay these clouds at different levels. I don't know exactly what they're laying, but they're using all different chemicals, and as I said, they're using barium sulfates. Now, as I said, barium sulfate screws with the mind and dumbs you down and you don't care. But they're using video entertainment to keep you inside so you don't see what's going on in the skies. I'll tell you now, if you're a gamer, stop playing games at night and in the day. Go and look at the skies. Get some cameras. The more you're out there with cameras, the better. Take as many photos as you can. Take videos of your skies as you can. If you get a clear sky, see how long that clear sky lasts. Even if you have to go and set up your video game out on the veranda so you can see the sky, keep your eye on the sky. Don't let these bastards do this shit anymore. Make sure that you can see the sky. And like I always see the sky because I've got a camera that looks up. I can see the sky. I know when they're laying chemtrails, which tells me to go out and take a photograph. Even I've got some photographs. But at the moment, I want to show you photographs of everybody else. I want to show you the truth. This is why you can't see cities in the night vision, folks, because you can't see through this crap. Why? Because of the simple fact that you can't see it. You really can't. So remember, folks, from now on, remember when you see a chemtrail in the sky, it's not a contrail. It's what you're looking at there. This is what they're doing to our breathing atmosphere, right? At least even a few months back, we could see the Earth, but we can't see the Earth anymore, folks. We really can't. ISS should be able to see beautiful lights. Watch those videos that I've got in the description and see what Earth once looked like in the night sky. And remember that dark section of the video that you've just watched, because that's what it once used to look like at night. You used to be able to see the Earth all the time, but look at it. Look at the chemtrails, folks. This is Agenda 21, and this is what they're doing to our planet. They're killing us, folks, and if you don't stand up and you don't start questioning it, you're an idiot. And I mean, you're an idiot. Get out of your sheepskin and wake up.